Hello, welcome back to our podcast. I'm Charlotte. I'm the Digital Analytics Manager at AgencyUK, and I'm here with my lovely co-host.
Hello, everybody. I'm Megan, and I'm the Paid Media Director.
So today we'll be discussing AI and how it can either help or burden our workload over time at the agency.
Yeah, I don't know about you, but I feel like every webinar I attend or every event I attend at the moment, AI is at the top of the agenda. And we're seeing like more brands start to utilize it a bit more. So yeah, I think it's a good topic to discuss and kind of talk about how we are looking to use it as an agency, and also how we're looking to use it to benefit our clients from a creative perspective or like a job efficiency perspective. Yeah, I'm seeing it like everywhere at the moment. Are you?
Absolutely. It's such a hot topic right now, specifically in marketing, because we're seeing such strong examples of other companies, other brands using AI and seeing it go absolutely viral.
Yeah, definitely.
Yeah, so an example of that would be Barbie Movie. Almost everybody's heard of it, right? It all kind of pushed us to go see it. And
what were your thoughts on the movie?
I thought it was really good. I feel like I have to watch it again, personally. I think there were some undertones that I maybe missed, but I think it got the point across. What about you?
Yeah, I agree. I thought it was really good. I enjoyed it a lot. Some nice humor in that as well to kind of, obviously it's a very serious topic that needs to be addressed, right. But they did it really well with like adding humor into it.
Yeah, absolutely.
That made it more relatable, I think.
Yeah, and then even with their marketing, so they are a great example of how AI was utilized to put out promotion for the movie. So they did the AI Barbie generator. Have you used it?
No, I think I tried to use it. It took too long to generate my face.
So they actually did a couple, but the main one was putting your face on a poster saying like, this Barbie is blank. And then you can kind of customize it. Like, this Barbie is president, this Barbie is in marketing, and everybody was using it. So when they rolled that out, Barbie mentions increased by over 23,000%. Because so many people were interested in using this new form of generative AI, and it just really pushed the movie even further into our social media.
Yeah, it can really like help generate the hype, can't it? I think especially because you can make it so relatable and personalized to you, that's what really made it succeed, I think.
Yes, absolutely. And because everybody was doing it, you wanted to kind of see how you would look in a Barbie poster, what Barbie you would be.
The color, you could change the color and stuff, couldn't you? So you could even be Ken. Could you be
You
Ken?
could. You could make yourself a Ken. Yeah. So everybody was having so much fun with it. It's still a thing, even though the movie's been out for several months now. So that's just such a good example of how AI was used to push media sales and ticket sales. Otherwise, the cinema industry is really, falling a little bit behind, but it really brought it back with Barbie Movie.
Yeah. I also saw a similar example, not through cinema, but like bringing a brand to have like more experiential elements to it, I think. And Virgin Voyages, or like cruises, they used a AI Jennifer Lopez. So they should have called it JI, actually.
That's a better name.
The next generation, really. So they used Jennifer Lopez, an AI version of her, to personalize messages for cruises. So you could say, for example, you wanted to invite your mum on a cruise to celebrate her 60th birthday, for example. You could go in to the Virgin Cruise website and you could put in their name, and Jennifer Lopez would basically create like a personalized message to whoever you want to invite. So it's like, hey Michelle, do you want to come and celebrate your 60th birthday on Virgin Cruise? And it's like such a good marketing tactic. Even if you weren't looking to go on a cruise, it just builds up that hype, doesn't it?
Yeah, builds brand awareness.
Again, that personalization that's just so key, I think, to the success of it.
Amazing. Any J-Lo fans out there, get on that.
Yeah, definitely.
So how do you see AI helping you in our current work industry?
I think it's a tricky one, because I think it's still relatively new. It's still very much in the nurture phase. It's very much a machine learning tool, and it does have limitations at the moment. I think where I see it being most utilized is from like a product efficiency perspective. or like using it to help group themes or keywords. So for example, if you're using it for Google Ads, for example, we have a lot of clients in like the pharma tech space where they have a lot of keywords that they could run Google Ads for. So you go onto their website and there are loads of services and there are loads of like pillars to their business. So it's a really good way of like crawling their landing page, picking out loads of the keywords, and then using like Bard, for example, the Google AI, that actually has a plugin with Google Sheets, so it can scrape your landing page, pick out all the keywords, and then you can plug it into Google Sheets and it will help group the keywords into themes. And that, I think, is a really good way of making the process more efficient in terms of the time taken to go into the landing page and pull those keywords, but actually being able to plan your Google Ads campaigns a lot more efficiently, because the key themes are kind of brought to your table through AI, which is really beneficial for time, but also it kind of helps when you do have a client that's a bit more technical and there's a lot of jargon. It kind of helps, or using this plugin with Google, it can really just help simplify the client a bit for you. So I definitely foresee us using that as a team in the paid team.
Yeah, absolutely. Similar for me. So the main two aspects of AI that I'm really interested in are predictive and generative. Mm-hmm. So predictive would help me in analytics because it helps sort lists, it helps plot analysis a little bit better. That's where machine learning comes into play, linear regression modeling, etc. So that will help when we do have big data and for trend analysis long term. Agency-wide though, I think generative AI is really something innovative that we can implement specifically with creative and seeing how it works throughout our campaigns. I saw during Fashion Week, people are really starting to use generative AI designs. So rather than using clothing, they'll conduct these images and it looks like it's a couture design. It's all generative AI photographs. Nice. And it's like something that you couldn't create in reality. It's really incredible what people are doing. Yeah. So utilizing that within our creatives, then analyzing that data from our paid campaigns would be really, really interesting to see.
Yeah, I think there's something definitely in that because, we all have kind of the fear, if you're using stock imagery in your campaigns, there's the fear that you're going to see another client or another campaign somewhere that uses the same stock, right? Because it's available for everyone. So I think having AI to generate these new concepts of creative, even if it is just having a new person and you don't have to use a stock person, it just helps kind of eliminate that fear of potentially seeing that stock image used elsewhere on another campaign. So I definitely agree. I think so, like, just to be clear on, so generative AI versus
predictive.
Like, what's the main
So predictive is more so for number modeling and trends, and there's so many softwares out there that can already help you with predictive AI, so it's much more readily available. But generative AI is what we kind of see as a super hot topic right now because that's more design-based. That's what ChatGPT falls under. And then that's also what chatbot falls under. So we're currently working on expanding into chatbot territory. So this helps improve lead generation flow, navigation on site, and it helps users feel like 24/7 they're being helped to understand the website that they're on, or at least get to where they need to go. And it helps improve lead viability because they're in the right spot. So overall, we've seen great increase in measurement from chat AI and using 24/7 AI modeling. There's also versions of AI which are self-learning, which some of them are still in beta testing, but basically how it's used is you upload it on the website, you upload maybe some keywords, and it's a bit different for each model, but it learns throughout its chats with people over time and saves that data and increases its viability for navigation. So it's learning as it's speaking to people, and it's completely automated.
I think that's good because with the fear of like things not being able to progress, like, when you're working on a client and you've been working on that client for a while, sometimes it is quite hard to really find the new creative or ways of working, or even just like analysing current campaigns or current creative, it's quite hard to then think of new ideas. So by having that machine learning, and you can you plug in your learnings into that, it does kind of the heavy lifting for you.
Yeah.
But I do think there is a limitation to that. Like, you really can't trust or like I think you need to have your human intuition to really judge the viability of what it's putting out.
Yeah.
Like, we know our clients better maybe than they do, because really they're just relying on what we tell them. But, you know, it's human to miss things out or like not tell them everything.
Yeah. And I think a major part of the AI conversation right now is that people are worried there's an overdependence on AI. So ideally it should be used as an assistant tool, in my opinion, because no one...
Inspiration.
Yes. Inspiration, prompts, because the last thing you would want to do is getting a prompt from ChatGPT that's similar to a competitor because you plugged in identical keywords because you're doing the same thing. So that's a huge concern as well for people, but you'll never be able to mimic that human emotion, that human interest that, you know, that we can do in our roles.
Yeah, definitely. I think there's something in that though too, like analysing competitor ads, for example. I think there could be something in, I don't know, using something like ChatGPT or Bard to plug in competitor ad copy, for example, and then pull out like the cognitive or emotional bias and like see kind of what kind of language competitors are using, or like what emotional bias they're kind of drawing into, and how that differs to our current clients. I think, yeah, like competitor analysis can definitely benefit from using AI.
Yeah, absolutely. So,
yeah. Also, I think another thing, I don't know if you've seen on TikTok recently, you know Pepe the Frog? Have you seen
I've heard of it, yeah.
I've been seeing on TikTok people using AI to like basically create rare versions of Pepe the Frog. And one like limitation I've seen from this is that because AI can only really cope with so much, or it's only got so much like cognitive power, like computer power, that basically people aren't getting rare frogs, because like you said, if people are typing in the same thing, they're gonna get the same Pepe the Frog. So people are like getting really frustrated with AI that they want to create these rare Pepes and everyone's just like getting the same thing. So yeah, it's just a limitation to be aware of, isn't it? Like, it can only do as much as you tell it to.
Yeah.
So from an inspiration perspective, I think it's really beneficial, but you know, you do need to take it with a pinch of salt, I think.
Absolutely, yeah. Always utilizing it as more of an assistant role to just make our jobs easier and more innovative overall is, you know, huge value of AI.
Yeah.
So overall, to recap, do you see AI as a whole pushing us more so into the innovation at AUK? Do you think that you'll use it readily in your role?
I think definitely from like a task perspective. So like I mentioned with Google Ads, it can save so much time, like crawling a landing page and picking out the keywords. Even for like market research, I think it would be really beneficial for us when we can just group keywords, for example, or group themes that come out of market research really quickly, and that can help plan and develop campaigns longer term. So yeah, from a paid media perspective, I think the planning stage, we can be a lot more time efficient if we do use AI to kind of help with that. But then from an analytics perspective, I think it can be really beneficial.
Yeah, absolutely. Utilizing machine learning and predictive AI to pull out big data would save so many hours, and that's really something that can be automated easily. But then we would still, of course, do that analysis to understand the user journey and the public perception of it. But having AI do that predictive modeling for us ahead of time would help us focus a little bit more on innovative analysis for our analytics. Yeah.
It can do the heavy lifting with the numbers, but you always need that human touch to add the extra insight and really kind of connect with our clients. Because like I mentioned, like we know our clients better than the AI, because you know it relies on us to input the data or input the knowledge for them. So there's definitely an extra layer that we will always be reliant on, I think, that we need to provide. So AI is not taking anyone's job yet.
Yes, no. And it's an ongoing conversation for sure. It'll always be evolving.
Oh, yeah, 100%. Yeah, definitely.
Great. So, yeah, this was great today. And be sure to follow and like us and
subscribe
for more content and more topics. And maybe we'll do an AI part 2.
Yeah, thank you so much for listening.
Thank you.